This week's question is, how do you avoid fights with your wife? So, Ant, you're up first.
So I'm pretty good at avoiding fights with my wife as much as I am starting fights with my wife and engaging. So I have a broad perspective on this. The first thing is listen. I'm going to go back to communication sender-receiver model. As though you speak, it goes into air, then it goes into the person's ear and into the brain. So there's a lot of processing and filtering. We have to take symbols, make them into cues, turn them into things that we understand, and then speak out. If you understand that sometimes the messages get lost in that process of the sending and the receiving and back to the hearing, then you can also understand that, hey, perhaps it's not that person's being a jerk. It's just lost in translation. Miscommunication.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't even know what the hell he just said. This is what I'm trying to say. Look, sometimes you shouldn't try to avoid a fight. The fights that you're trying to avoid are fights that actually need to happen. Sometimes you need to go all in on a fight because the rubble that happens afterwards are the pieces that you can pick, that you can actually pick up and put your marriage back together with. So if you think about, now I know it's like you're thinking, it's like that just sounded like really crazy. Sometimes though, you actually need to have that fight. And so I'm not about avoiding fights, not to disrespect my colleague here, but and at the same time saying that sometimes you actually need to have the fight. And so don't play the punk role. Don't roll out of a good fight. If you gotta have it, then you gotta have it. But remember that you are in a marriage, and that for me, and I know for Ant, is that this is forever. And so it's not about whether you can avoid fights. You're never gonna be able to avoid fights. You're always gonna have fights. But remember what you're supposed to do after the fight. That is, you're supposed to let it go.